Hello, and welcome to the Exalted Empress Tarot. This is your wild card reading. So what that means is I'm going to take these two piles and we're just going to see what happens. We're not picking out any sort of topic. You probably already know the topic based on the title, but as of this moment, as of recording, it is a mystery to me. So we will just see what is in the cards, what Spirit wants to tell us about this summer. But honestly, these are timeless readings. So whatever comes out, comes out. And if you found this, the day after it's posted, or you found it 6 months from when it was posted, it was meant for you. So if you found it, 'tis your reading. Not worry about it being, X amount of time from when I actually took out the cards. Let's see what we have. Ooh, with the 7 of Wands. I don't get 7 of Wands from this deck too frequently. Let's see what we have here. Okay, this one's falling slowly. 9 of Coins. You might get 9 cards to start off with. I don't keep it to a specific format with these. I just kind of see how it happens. Knight of Swords, the Empress. I have to say, I like that most of your cards are upright. It doesn't really matter, but I've been feeling lately I've gotten a lot of readings that every card is upside down. I'm like, why though? Okay, so here we go. As soon as I brought it up, 2 of Cups. I'm gonna put another one here. Let's see. The Hangman also in reverse. Let's scoot these over a little bit. There we go. Everything in frame. Almost. Let's go ahead and scoot those up a little bit. There we go. Okay, so let me sit with the cards for a second. It's really interesting because I've gotten this message somewhere else in one of the individual zodiac readings. So if this sounds familiar, that's probably why. I can't remember which sign, but you probably know. Leave it in the comments. But I'm getting like jealousy vibes. I'm also getting that they're gonna have to eat your dust, like honestly, because you're starting off with the Hermit in reverse, so you're coming out of isolation. So I'm not really sure why you're in isolation in the first place, but you're kind of over it. By the time of this reading, you're done being by yourself, thinking, pondering the situation. You are moving forward. And the card that we have after that is the 6 of Swords. You're coming out and then you're leaving something behind. So maybe you weren't really isolated in this time period, but instead you were keeping yourself away from things in an emotional sense that weren't serving you. So you may have still been present in that group, that relationship, that job, but mentally and emotionally you were like, I'm kind of okay. I don't need to be around it. And you came out with a decision to distance yourself, to move forward. After that, we have the 6 of Wands. The 6 of Wands is a victory. So you're very proud of the decision you made. You're very happy with the decision that you made in order to move on from it. You are feeling victorious in that situation. And the reason why I said that I'm feeling a little bit of the jealousy vibes, the jealousy feelings, is because then you have the 7 of Wands. The 7 of Wands typically deals with people trying to battle for your spot, people trying to take your place, people trying to do what you did. And essentially that's like you're the overachiever, you're the one who's doing something big, you're the one who's doing something extra, and they're just trying to take that spot. And what's interesting is that we have this card here and we don't have the card over here at the beginning. So this is telling me that you weren't necessarily distancing yourself specifically because of the jealousy or standing out itself, but there may have been some actions, words, situations that were essentially surrounding that made you think there's literally no point or purpose to me entertaining this situation. I think that's really what's happening here. It's like there was something that wasn't the jealousy itself. You may not have had a suspicion, but you may not have necessarily said out loud, like, this is definitely jealousy. And then as time moved on, you were just like, I can't deal with X, Y, and Z. This is so frustrating. And you decided to leave and you're like, oh, I'm so at peace now. And now the claws come out. Because I think a lot of times what people don't realize is they think that if they don't have to deal with it frequently, lucky them, that people who are jealous, people who want your spot, people who want what you have, people who are fighting to take your place, they think that negative behavior stays in whatever environment it's in. So if it's someone in a friend group, if it's someone at a job, it'll just stay in that group. A lot of times it's not the case. A lot of times people are so negative, these individuals who even think this way anyway, that they'll follow you around everywhere. And so what I'm seeing is like you are leaving it, you're feeling victorious, you're feeling at peace, and these people show up with their little evil heads anywhere, somewhere else. And what I think is even funnier about this is that we have the Six of Wands, we have the Seven of Wands with that jealousy energy, and then we have the Nine of Coins. So the Nine of Coins is reaping what you sow. It's reaping the results of your good, positive work. It's living in luxury. It's living above and beyond. It's having good things happen to you because you already put in the effort a long time ago and enjoying your best life. So you may see that people are jealous. You may know that you're in some way, somehow being a little exceptional here. And you may know that people are sending you negative vibes because of it. With the Nine of Coins, you're living your best life anyway. They are literally not holding you back. They are not doing anything that is going to keep you in a certain direction. They're there, but they're in the background. It's like, oh, look at those people with their face pressed up against the glass. Look at those people who think that they're going to do or say something that's going to affect me. That's nice. Waving to the fans. Like, they're there, but they're not doing what they think they're doing. The Knight of Swords, I also see a truth or a fact coming in extremely fast. And it's interesting that it's right next to this Empress energy. I see that there's going to be something going on with the situation. Like, you left for certain reasons, the jealousy starts to show up. And then I feel like people are going to observe you being fine, and that's going to set something else off. That's what I see happening here. They're going to see, look how the Knight of Swords is moving so quickly towards the Empress. The Empress card is about feminine energy, divine feminine energy, and sitting back and being relaxed and letting things come to you. The Knight of Swords is like rushing over to where the Empress is. And I'm seeing you as the Empress in this state. You're just kind of doing you. You're not really, you see them, but you're not worried about them, the jealous people over there. And whoever this observer is going to see their actions, see how you're just kind of like, okay, whatever, living the life of luxury, and they're going to come running. They're going to come running because they have a truth to tell you, or they were just told the truth and they're coming back to be like, you won't believe what I was told was happening, because there's some big piece of information that was missing. There was some sort of intel, there was something there that they did not have. And now that they have it, they're like, I was looking at this the wrong way. I had no idea. Or I had an inkling, but I just didn't want to believe blank. And that's why you left, or that's why you withdrew. Now I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh my God, like, these people are full of shit. Or this thing that they had to say wasn't based in reality. Now I was listening to all the nonsense for no reason, and they're gonna come and find you. I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna try to make things right. I see the Two of Cups in reverse. to me that says the connection is already severed. Okay, because you already got to the point where you left, you feel good about yourself, you're living your best life. There's not a lot they can do to change that if you're totally okay. Like if you're like if you totally left and other people are like, they're gonna wish they could come back and they're so sad that they don't have you and blah 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 blah, blah, blah. They don't have this job anymore. And meanwhile, you're like just chilling with my friend Birdie, you know, totally okay. Then it's clear that the stories don't match up. And obviously, you're living your best life away. You feel relieved. So why would the connection be mended? They are going to have to do something if they want that to happen. And interestingly, I see the hanged man here at the end, but in reverse. So there's no waiting around happening. You are moving. And I'm thinking that's a continuation of the hermit over here, because the hermit being in reverse says you're done with isolation. The hangman in reverse is saying that you're also done with sitting still and waiting to see what's going to show up. You are 100% in the mindset of, I need to be proactive moving forward. If anything, if there was like one message to take away from this, it's that you are moving forward. We're not doing any more of this sitting around and waiting or seeing what other people's opinions are. None of that's happening in this reading that I see in this situation. Let's see what else we have. It's interesting when I try to shuffle two decks that are like completely different sizes. then it's just interesting from this end. Oof. Okay, yeah. This person didn't want to believe it. This person wanted to believe that you would keep coming back for them. This Three of Swords energy. So Three of Swords is a heartbreak. But this story, if I remember it correctly, so all of these cards from this deck, this is the Tarot of the Divine. I don't usually buy tarot decks that can be found in like your local bookstore. I feel like the best ones are the ones that are made by, Etsy artists and people who are, doing their own thing. I've just seen so many amazing decks that way, but this one in particular really I was drawn to. So all of the cards are based off of international, like multicultural stories, legends, myths, religions, all sorts of things. So in this story, if I remember correctly, and feel free to correct me if you know this story, if you're familiar with it, this woman here, she's in love with this man and she gave up her wings. I think she was like a magical transforming creature. She gave up her wings to be with him, and he cheated on her anyway, because of course he did. And well, obviously there is a heartbreak there. And it's about giving too much to something that ended up not being worth it. And I feel like this person didn't understand that the effort you were putting into the situation wasn't like, this is the effort I will always put in for all time forever because of how devoted I am to you. This was like, this is what I'm doing to resuscitate something in hopes that it would be improved or working. If you show up after I've done all that, why would I put myself in a position where I have to restart the whole damn thing? And then when you get weird, like, I'm restarting it again. Yeah, I'm seeing we have the Five of Coins in reverse. So you're getting out of a bad money situation. You don't have that anymore. And then we have the Eight of Cups, which is another type of card about leaving things behind. So yeah, I think that they're gonna learn to leave you alone and leave the situation alone, because they don't have a choice and they're realizing, holy shit, did I drop the ball here? This is not someone who just puts effort into. And you'll see this is someone, by the way, the star card in reverse was on the floor. So this was, I'm going to take that as confirmation. This is very slow healing. I think it's going to take a little bit for this person to understand, like, they read you wrong pretty fucking bad. They're just like, oh, collective is putting all this effort in. It may, okay, I'm not going to read all of these. I'll take the first one for sure. 7 of Cups, you have options. I'm going to take this one too, sorry. 5 of Swords in reverse. The fighting is over. You have options and you're not dealing with their nonsense anymore. You're not fighting with them. They're realizing this, but they're realizing it very slowly. It's taking them time. It's probably going to take them some time. I have a feeling that whoever it is that you're in this situation with, they're used to winning. They're used to winning. And I'm just getting the feeling that it's a group situation. Like, there may be a main person, but this is a group situation. So whether it's family, work, or friend group, you know, they're feeling like this is the person that we relied on for a specific thing. You were the one who provided the best. And like, you knew it. It was, there's something else here that you had to sit with yourself and be like, why do I keep providing this for this particular group? And then when you left, you know, especially with the Knight of Swords, it's like, maybe if I give this big push at the end, they'll come back. And it's like, what about all the times you could have listened beforehand? I'm really big on accepting no's. And what I mean by that is, like, if someone tells me no, I just believe them. And I don't keep going back. I'm not going to convince you after the time. If we're in the moment, if we're in the conversation, depending on the situation, I may like really put forth an argument, but once that argument's done, it's done. And I have been absolutely flabbergasted by times in my life. It's really shown me who people really are when I do that and I'm like, okay, well, they told me no, and I live my life, and then I find out like 6 months later, they're like, we thought you would have done all these, and it's like, why? I gave zero indication. And it's because not a lot of people do that, and I would highly encourage you to accept people's no's and see how funny they get like 2 months out, 3 months out, where they start getting nervous, like waiting for you to get nervous and come back and like put all this energy to mend something that you didn't break. Because it will tell you how people are. And you're sitting here then and you're like, look at all the options I have. Oh, I don't have to fight with anybody anymore. And they're like, but I'm here. And it's like, yeah, but I don't want to argue with you. So give me 1 second. I will get your Oracle card. So this is Wisdom of the Oracle deck. I am in the market for another Oracle deck, but I mean, it's so hard to find something that is on the level. That is too many. It's on the same level as this deck, to be honest. I just really love that it has a lot of cards, that the cards are so pretty. Look at that, milk and honey. And that there's actually multiple ways to read it that are in the guidebook, depending on what topic you're reading on. Like, I don't see that. I don't think I've seen that all together anywhere else. So you're going to be seeing more of this deck. You're going to be seeing more of that. Fun stuff. Soulmates is at the bottom of this. So we're not doing a love reading right now. So I'm not saying it has to do with that. But what I will say is there's probably a strong connection. We were talking about the fighting being over and you having options. There's probably a stronger option of whatever you're leaving coming in for you. So keep that in mind. If you're building towards something that will require more help, required more help in the past, it's probably coming towards you. So let's see. Milk and honey. The taste of prosperity, opportunities born out of authenticity, nurturing, abundance, trusting that your needs will be met. There you go. Is that not a summarization of what we were talking about? You've entered a sweet time in your life and joined the land of milk and honey that everyone wants to experience. And it's an interlude that feels more languid than ambitious. When all your senses are awake to the unlimited possibilities in the universe, these times are precious and only come when you're in your authentic zone, wearing the world as a loose garment, not wanting, not able to be nourished in ways both tangible and subtle. Abundance is an energy that you are a living part of. All of your needs are being met. You are given the gift of nourishment in every form. Okay, we're going to read the prosperity message, but of course, if you would like to read the rest of it, so we have a relationship message, we have a protection message, and here's the second half of that. Feel free to pause the video and read that if you think it is relevant to you. There is only one authentic you. This version of yourself is spirit's emissary in the world. When you're in alignment with the truth that you are a unique expression of the divine, your ego can rest and your soul can illuminate your purpose. Now is the time when you're seeking the your true north. When you'll find this direction, you automatically step into prosperity and the world brings you evidence of abundance. Miracles are a choice and a way of seeing the world. With every choice you make right now, you have the potential to seize good fortune and embrace your destiny. Opportunities will lead you to your best life now. Be open to them. You're getting a sweet taste of what you want. Absolutely amazing. And like I said, right to the point, exactly what we were talking about. You're going in the right direction, separating yourself, and now you have options. So this idea that someone's going to come in and be like, come back to the nonsense is pretty low in likelihood. And they're just going to have to watch you be more successful elsewhere. And you're going to get that evidence back from where you move forward that good things are meant for you. You just have to find the things that are aligned with you. And when you do, you're going to be living better than you could have ever believed previously. Now, I hope that resonated. If it did, like and subscribe below. I'd love to see you in the Empress's court, either here on YouTube or over on TikTok. Please check in with the other videos that are relevant to you. If you'd like to watch some of my zodiac videos and shorts, those are up. And I will see you next time in the Empress's court. Bye.